Hi everyone, this is Elijah Field, former JUCO athlete, now ORU men's basketball player in Division One. He's my former teammate for AAU, but he'll tell you more about his journey growing up. But he's a pretty deep guy, so
What's up,
Hi,
y'all? What's up?
go ahead. Hi, everyone. My name is Nara Fields, former Olympian, UCLA alum, and Team Canada player. So right now we're just going to talk a little bit about Elijah's journey. So you can go with your first question.
all right. So first question is starting from childhood. What has your journey been like?
Journey's been crazy. Grew up in a family full of athletes, basketball players. Didn't really love ball like that. Playing outside as a kid. I looked up to my oldest brother, of course. He's a high school basketball star. Didn't even look up to NBA players. You know, he's the one that got me watching the NBA. And I started watching first NBA guy that I first saw play was Carmelo Anthony. First one, Carmelo, and then it was LeBron and all those guys. And then it was more I enjoyed watching it rather than playing it. My brother used to drag me outside, let's go hoop in the rain, and I hated it. And then I started seeing what it was doing for him. Like it was making him popular. Everyone knew him, and I wanted that. I wanted to be that guy. I envisioned myself like coming on the court and just destroying people. But I didn't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to work towards that. I had another older brother who were similar. Like we grew up chubby. We didn't have that athletic ability. We really had to work for it. So it's that ever since I just been working.
For sure.
Come on into it. I'll ask this question. So what was it like growing up in a household that was super competitive?
Super what? Excuse me?
What was it like growing up in a household that was super competitive?
It was tough. Being youngest, it's the typical, like the stigma that people have of wearing a family when you're the youngest and you get bullied a lot. You're getting dragged. So that's literally what it was. Like my brother, he was coming at me, but I knew it was love because, he wanted me to be better than him. I didn't understand that. I'm like, why is he doing this to me? He's supposed to be my older brother, and I used to get killed on the court. I used to get killed like every time by them, and it was crazy. Like it used to make me cry. It was crazy. It was really bad, but it made me mature over time. Like really fast. Like I matured really quick. So like in games now, I don't panic. I don't get emotional. I don't get mad anymore.
Yeah, so you got used to it.
Yeah, I got really used to it. Like people, like whatever the coach says to me. I've had some crazy coaches. It's not compared to what my brothers have told me.
I feel the same way. I have 6 brothers, and I was like one of the youngest. They used to kill me, like treat me like a guy. Like I would go to court, come back, bruises, scrapes, everything, and like that like helped me go a long way. Like the toughness that I like kind of had, it was unmatched. Like I go play against girls and it was nothing, and I play against the guys. They're like, "Yo, you play like a girl, like you play like a guy." It's crazy.
Yeah.
I already understand that. Like that kind of like helps you become tougher and like more resilient. So I feel that.
Yeah, even when I was a couple years back, I think 2014, 2015, it was my oldest brother, Mike was even there, plus our other friend, VK, and we was in Toronto, we was hooping, and then I think I kept on doing something wrong. My brother kept on whipping the ball at me. Mike was there, whipping the ball.
Yeah, I think that was a tournament. That was a tournament we had in Toronto. I think it was Scarborough, something like that.
It was we was outside hooping, filming something.
Yeah. Oh, that was downtown.
Yeah. Whipping the ball at me. That was crazy, man. Exactly.
So I know you're big in faith. So like, how has your faith like helped you like overcome your biggest obstacles?
My dad's a pastor. Grew up in a church. Played piano, played drums. It wasn't by choice. I was kind of forced into it. But then as I grew older, my dad helped me understand that like you're talented. God gave you this gift. So I remember I was asked a question yesterday by someone else, like, how do you kind of relax your mind with everything going on? Not even with going on now, like with just period. Like you're stressed about something, how do you relax? I play the piano. My mom sings, she sings in the choir, so I'll just play with her. And then, just finding new is like I'll just exercise, work out. You feel better about yourself. Just watching motivational sermons. Like there's a pastor that I listen to a lot, Mike Todd, and he actually has his church is in where I go to school. So I got lucky to even attend this church. So, God has been like from where I came from, like no offers, not even CIS, not even Canadian looks at high school. It's crazy. Like I ended up in a D1 school. Like it's crazy. Like it's crazy that I'm even talking to Mike because Michael was there throughout the whole thing, and it's it was hard, man. I had nothing. It was really hard, but I kept on praying those times where I cried at night. Like I'm man enough to say that because I'm here now,
For sure.
and I'm the youngest, and all my brothers are here, this and that. My brothers in the D League, my brothers overseas. And he went, I'm like, dang, I'm the youngest. The youngest usually supposed to be the best. But I kept on praying, never gave up. I'm still not giving up. So, yeah.
Like, I remember when we were all younger. Like it was hard for us to even get a look from like a even CIS school. And now it's like you have Division I coaches coming to Canada, coming in your backyard, coming in your living room to like offer you a scholarship. And now, like back then, like it was so hard. To even go JUCO would have to make like a mixtape, pay someone to like make a mixtape for us, and then send it out to a coach. I remember for me, like I had to like sit down. I messaged like 20, 30 coaches a day to even try to get a look. Right?
Exactly.
But now it's like if you're a bit good, then you can get a look. So yeah, man.
Exactly. It was really hard.
So what was your initial thoughts knowing that you wanted to go D1 but had to go to JUCO route?
I didn't even know at first because I didn't understand the system behind it. I didn't understand you needed like certain classes. You need to be like all academic courses, not applied. I didn't understand any of that. So I was basically going 50% in school. I can tell you right now and be honest, I do not enjoy school at all. Like my life is basketball. Like I'm gonna keep 100 with you guys, and there's gonna be millions of basketball players who say the same thing. Like it is what it is. But I do believe in falling back on like you have to have your degree and you have your education, of course. But when I found out I had to go JUCO, I was like, okay, my brother went JUCO, but my brother's like, listen, like JUCO's not a game. It's just the coaches, they're really gonna test you. I'm like, yo, I'm built for this, whatever. And then when I was there, I was like, man, it really questions if you really want to go through this.
Sure.
The difference between JUCO and D1 is in JUCO they test you mentally, so it's not more so the physical aspect of it. I mean, like the running is terrible. Like we run like
yeah, you're running for like
I already know. That's not just JUCO. That's D1 too. Like
D1 we were running, but it was more the running had to do more with the game. Like we would run, like we was doing full court with the basketball, all these things. But JUCO, we was just running, like with no basketball. We didn't run. My first JUCO, we didn't run. I mean, we didn't touch a basketball for 3 weeks. We just ran. It was mind-boggling. I was just like, yo, what have I gotten myself into? And then, JUCO, like obviously they don't have as much money as D1, so like they don't. That's all they know. Like it's kind of they want to build you up. They want to break you down, then build you up. See if you're really built for this. See if you're ready. Especially coaches know that you have potential. There's always that coaches, they'll come to you and they'll throw you under the bus like in front of the whole team. If it's happening to you all the time, that means coach, he really sees something in you. I remember trying to get an offer, and then we was on the line. None of us were making the lines, and then coach was like, "Listen, you guys talk about you guys want this bad. You guys want it. You guys are in the gym, yada yada yada." And he said in front of everyone, he said Arkansas was called for Elijah, but I told him he wasn't good enough. I told the coach, I said to the coach, I was like, what? And then I'm like, yo, you just gonna like bash me to D1 schools? And then it was early in the season. Then next thing you know, like I just got better. After that gave me motivation. Next thing you know, Washington State comes in the gym for me, Colorado State, Albany, all those other schools. Like they just, and Kansas State came in the gym just to watch me. It was crazy. And Tulsa came, and I'm okay. All right, all I need is that little bit of push. So.
Sometimes once you get that little push, it's just a little motivation. Like you kind of just paint a picture or just have like a mirror, just look at yourself and be like, yo, this is a mirror of what I don't want to become, and this is what I want to become. And when you have that motivation with coaches telling you that a Division 1 coach that you like a level that you want to go at, and they're telling you that you're not good enough, there's like a switch in your brain that's like, yeah, I gotta turn it up,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And that's gonna motivate anyone, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
For
man.
sure.
But so once when you're in JUCO and you found out that you had that heart problem, what was like your initial thoughts like going through that?
That's that's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened to my life because I remember we was in it was Hell Week. So Hell Week is just conditioning. Like you
Mm-hmm.
this is training camp basically. So and we're running and I was really telling everybody I'm first place and I'm running my butt off. I'm showing coach like, yo, I'm gonna be in first place every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got back down, like I felt something was really heavy. I was like, damn, like I can't really like breathe properly. And I'm like kind of coughing. I'm like, coach is like, are you gonna keep going? I'm like, yeah. I did another one, came back down. I was like, I felt dizzy. And then like I started blinking a lot. Everything started to look a little weird. And I was like, I just sat down. I'm a coach. I'm done. Like this is getting a little too much. And he's like, all right, sit down. And I just laid there the whole conditioning. And then he's like, we're gonna get you checked tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, it's probably nothing. It's probably whatever. Had some water. When I went upstairs, the next morning, like we went upstairs to get checked by the doctor, and then she was like, "Oh, there's something wrong." She didn't really specifically say, but she did blood work, and then she's like, "Okay, we're gonna get you EKG, or an EKG where they test your heart and everything." And then boom, I found out all that stuff where you have cardiomyopathy. That's what we have, and then I was like, I didn't understand what that was. And then I'm like, she's like, well, it's basically, it is, your heart is enlarged. So, you're taking, like, I think it has to do with all the oxygen, you're exhausting your heart, basically, is what she was saying. And there was examples, she gave me examples of guys who on the court just mysteriously just pass out and die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that could happen to you. So I'm like, so what does that mean? Like I'm saying, like you're not keep it like I'm first year in college. I don't understand. She's giving me hella terminology. I don't even know what she's talking about. I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, you're not able to play again. I'm like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, there's gotta be pills we could take. There's gotta be something. And then we started going test after test. Like there was jamborees and tournaments. Like every single Division 1 school was there. I couldn't even play in it. It hurt me so bad. And when I found out I had that, I was like, dang. I instantly went into prayer mode, cried, I was sad. I was like, wow, like I fought this hard to get this, and now look at this. And not only that, so I found out in the month of October. The next month, I found out that my mom, she was diagnosed with cancer in her kidneys, her liver cancer. It was a rare cancer. So that even it made me almost give up. I was just like, why am I here? So that whole year was the worst, like worst of the worst. Me thinking like if I ever like go on the treadmill again, I don't know what's gonna happen. Is my mom gonna, all that stuff was going through my head, and I was by myself at school. Like I wasn't with my parents. I wasn't. Only thing that counted was God. I was not in an environment where there was God around. I had to bring that to myself. I had to literally. It was. I don't know how God did it. Like I really don't even know, but I made it out. So.
Yeah, like, it definitely shows like the kind of person you are, like going through all that stuff and still having the heart to be like, yo, I'm gonna push through this, and just having the motivation to still go through it. Because a lot of people, knowing that they're going through their own thing, and one of their parents that they're so close to is having like a rare condition, and you don't know what's going on, and you're so far away. Like there's a lot of thoughts in your head, and to show that like you kept pushing and you kept believing, and you kept your faith, it shows a lot about you,
Mm-hmm.
So that's big, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like back to what you were saying, like any other person probably would have gave up.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
for me, I just want to understand, like, what was your driving motivator? I know you said faith in God, but obviously in that time where you're unwell and your mother's unwell, she has cancer, like those two things at the same time, like most people would like crack under the pressure and give up. It's just not worth it, right? To risk your life and then possibly your mother doing the same, not being able to live. What was driving you to keep pushing?
The thing was, I think what was driving me to keep pushing was I wanted to make it to the league so bad. You know, I owed it to myself and I owed it to my family. You know, especially my parents. Like they sacrificed so much. Just like I mean, every athlete's gonna talk about their parents. Like you know, like but like my brothers, you know, they got close to making, but they did. I owed it, me being the last one, and it was like I seen it like, hold on, I have the blueprint. You know, my brother's been through this. They're telling me exactly what to do. I'm the youngest. I should be the best one. There's no excuse whatsoever. So I'm like, and I kept telling myself in my mind, I was like, you can't give up. Like this is what's going on, but you have to continue. First, it was to pray, have faith, believe in God, because heart thing it was something I couldn't control. So I needed a miracle. Because if I didn't pray in that, like for God or this and that, then I wouldn't be even having this interview right now. You know, I'd just be chilling, whatever, what I'd be doing. And the fact that it was, if I gave up, I wouldn't be able to pay for school. My parents are not gonna be afford that. Like they're not. That's just what it was. I would have missed up on so many opportunities that not only have to do with basketball. Like because I play basketball somewhere, I'm able like to do a lot, help talk to kids, help kids, and go to their schools, and just so much opportunities that I've seen that have been open to me because of basketball, because I didn't give up. It's been a blessing. So like I think it's because I really wanted to make it to the highest level possible. I envisioned it, and I envisioned it me going there, and I never gave up on working at that goal. So that was my motivation. I was like, listen, I'm gonna give it my all. Like wherever I go, coaches are gonna know, like, yo, this guy worked his butt off. You know, worked his butt off, and wherever I go, that's where I deserve to be. That's what I know. Like I go 100% in everything. So that was my motivation.
Yeah, that's dope because like most people play because ego, they want the attention, they want the fame, they want whatever comes with basketball. And you're actually playing for a purpose higher than yourself. So it's for God and then your family, knowing that they put so much an investment into you, it would just be worthless if you like gave up. And I think that's like one of the biggest driving motivators when it's something outside of yourself that that motivates you to keep pushing when things get hard. That's dope.
How has basketball shaped you into the man you are today?
Growing up in a home, you know, is my dad was very strict. But my dad, all he knew was like, you know, the Bible and so, like he knew how to like discipline us and all this stuff. But we didn't get that sports side. Like we had to get that from outside. You know what I'm saying? And growing up, like we didn't really understand. All we knew was like you get beat, you do something wrong, you're getting whooped. You know what I'm saying? But going to school and you do something wrong, even in the drill, like you didn't do something wrong, like outside of basketball, outside of school, like you wasn't caught smoking weed. But if you do something that's wrong in the drill, you run it. Like there's consequences to this. Your teammates gonna get on you. The coach is gonna be like, "What are you doing? Like, are you, you know, it's gonna look bad." So every time that kept on happening, I knew that okay, like I have to perfect each part of my skill. Like I can't let this happen anymore. You know, it taught me about not having the same habits. You know what I'm saying? Not having the same habits, and that's like I reflected back on my life. Like, okay, what are the habits that I'm doing? You know, that's what literally made me think about this stuff, evaluating my life, because I know that when I look back on film, coach is like, look what you're doing. You didn't even box out. You didn't run back on defense. You didn't do that stuff. And I didn't notice I wasn't doing that in the game. But all I know is I'm just playing. When you look back, it's like, dang, all right, I need to stop this habit. I need to do this every single possession. So now, as a man in life, now I know that I used to just wake up late. I used to wake up really late. Now I need to go to bed at this time. I need to set an alarm and wake up at this time and go throughout my day. all right, now I need to run these errands. I need to do this. It's just a habit of life. I remember there was this motivational speech. I forget his name, but it was a guy how he talked about making your bed. The first thing you do, you make your bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an accomplishment right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing you do. Once you do that, then you can move on to the next task and the next task and the next task. You get better at each thing you do. Then you feel much better about yourself. When you feel better about yourself, sky's the limit, to be honest. So.
I think I've seen that video that you're talking about.
It's a book. I actually read the book. It's like start with you have to make your bed. It's a military guy, and you basically that when you make your bed,
you won the day.
Yeah, you like start off your day with a win. So like the rest of your day is gonna follow because you started with doing something that was simple, so you got to win. So naturally, the rest of your day is gonna be just you just busting out tasks because you started with your day with doing something super simple. So I get that. That's dope.
Because even if like you make your bed and you go through your whole day and your day is not the greatest, once you get back home, you step through that door and you see your bed, you can kind of look at your bed like, I did that, you know, and you could feel good about yourself, you know. So that's big, man, for sure.
For the guys going the JUCO route, don't want to go D1, what would be your advice to them?
So if they want to go JUCO route, or if they
so they're going the JUCO route, but they want to go D1. Like you, initially you want to go D1, right? But you found out you had to go to JUCO route. So what would be your advice to them?
I would tell them the first thing that comes to my mind is just fight. All those guys on your team in JUCO, they're out to get it. For some reason, I've been on teams where guys have not been raised in the most, the greatest environment, who come from all over. Guys who have torn families and this and that, and been involved with gangs and all this stuff. Like, I've been in part of teams like that, and I'm like, dang, like, who lost fathers and lost, like, all this stuff. So I'm just like, there's a lot of hungry dudes. Like, in the U.S., they always, that's kind of a big thing, because there's a lot of guys who come from the hood, like the hood of the hood. Like, it's insane, like, and they've been through stuff that I haven't been through. They're gonna be way more hungrier, but you have to show that you deserve it, and you have to earn your respect. Like, I would tell these people, like, those guys, if you're gonna go to JUCO, you need to be ready. Not like, you need to, if you have that 2 months before you go, work your butt off for the last 2 months so you're ahead of the game. Keep working, never give up. Whatever the coaches tell you, just listen. It is such an adventure, ups and downs, like a roller coaster. You're right off the bat, players are gonna look at you like they off the bat, they just disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? They just look at you like, oh, you're who, like, where are you from? Especially if you're Canadian. Like, when I came in there, it was they were looking at me like, yo, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I don't even know this guy, and this guy's like disrespectful. They really became a family because everyone respected each other. Like, we were going at each other off the court. We were together every time. I wasn't just with my roommate; it was with the whole team. So I would tell them, try to be that. Try to be that guy everywhere you go. When you go JUCO, D1, be that guy where you can bring that camaraderie. You bring the team together just based off your character. If you're a guy, if you're a man of faith, then preach to your teammates, man. Don't be ashamed. Preach to your teammates. Talk to them. Yeah. Like, if a guy, I haven't met anyone who just will disregard and just said something like, yo, I don't care about this. Like, they listen. Like, people will actually listen. And it's their choice whether they want to listen or not. Like, be that guy. You bring the team together, and you want to be a leader. Always want to be a leader. Always.
Sure.
So that's what I would tell them.
Definitely, I hear it. Like, come in with that confidence, because they're already looking at you like, who are you? So if you not come with the confidence, then you're already at a loss.
On your head, man.
Yeah. Everybody's working for the same spot. You get it. What would be different about you if you never played the game of basketball?
I never played the game of basketball. I think I'd still be playing in the church. Like, I think I would have perfected my music ability. It's off my mom's side. Everyone on my mom's side, they play music, and I think I would have perfected that. Like, I think it would have to do something. Eventually, it would have to do something with being in the church, something like that. Just helping my dad, building that empire. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a family ministry. I was asked this question before. My answer was a little bit different because I was different. So I think I said I would probably I'd be a different man. I mean, like it would have been worse. Like I'd be a worse person. Like I'd be. Now that, when I think about this question now, I know exactly what I would want to do. But before, what I was involved with, not saying I was involved with drugs or anything, but it was kind of the people I was around. The people I was around, they were not doing anything with their lives, like at all. Yeah, I thank God that I was around Mike, DK, all those guys. I thank God I was around those guys hooping. That's all we did. We went to Canada Wonderland, come back and Mike sleep at Mike's house, and go to. That's all we did. Like, that's all we did in the summer, you know. And then it was like I was around the wrong people, man. It was just like guys in the Greater Toronto area, older heads and stuff like that. And I got out of that really quick. Basketball has really changed my life. Like I got out of that really fast. So.
So for the last three.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what do you feel like your greatest lesson is that basketball has taught you?
Greatest lesson. The greatest lesson is taught me to be disciplined. The reason why I say that is because I haven't always been a disciplined person. In every aspect of my life where I look back, I wasn't always a disciplined person. Like when I go back, when I was talking about your habits, the only way you can stop doing the same habits, which are bad habits, is by disciplining yourself. And that comes with so many things. I'll give you an example. Throughout the season, they're going to work you out. They're going to run you. You're going to be in shape. But if you want to really stay in tip-top shape, you need to stretch. You need to eat properly. Eating properly, I wasn't stretching as much as I was supposed to. So when I'm running in the court, I'm burning bad calories. So I can feel it in my body, and it doesn't feel good. And I notice when I eat healthy, I'm like, this is like I'm flying down the court. When I'm stretching, I'm more mobile, and I can do things that I wasn't able to do. So I know that I'm noticing, okay, if I don't do this, it's not benefiting me at all. But if I do this and I take the time, which is hard to take the time, which is hard to get up out of your bed and to do that. Not everyone's built like that. Not everyone's built to work out and stretch right after and go in the cold tub. Like I hate the cold tub, but I know it's gonna benefit me. My muscles gonna recover. I'm gonna feel well. I'm gonna get some rest. Disciplining yourself, going to sleep. Like I have a girl back at school. Like you still stay up late. Like it happens. Like we're staying up till 2 a.m. sometimes, and I know like I have game day tomorrow, but like you're with your girl, then you're with basketball. But I learned like you gotta discipline yourself. Like I know it is what it is. You're in a relationship, but like you gotta discipline yourself. And if you have a real one, she's gonna understand that. And I thank God for her. She's gonna always understand that. And so it was just disciplining myself in every way of my life, basketball, just life, family, and obviously in a relationship and with God too. So that is really taught me discipline.
Yeah, discipline is huge for sure, because it's so easy to get sidetracked, especially you saying that you have a girl back home, like at school, like it's so easy to get sidetracked, like it's so easy, but it's just you just gotta have your head on your body, and you gotta know what you truly want, So if you truly know what you want, then you're gonna do what you want, right? So.
But before we end our interview, there's 3 last questions. So just tell everybody where they can connect with you online or in social media. Just give a shout out to you.
Yeah, you can contact me on Instagram, Eli22Lufile. On Instagram, my Twitter is Elijah Lufile. It's pretty simple. My Instagram is on some public, so you can see whatever. Message me if anything. Like if you have any questions or anybody, just I'll answer anything. And we're trying to give advice. Like I'm open to all of that stuff. At the end of the day, like I want others to get better, and I want myself to get better. So like anyone, even people like from Oklahoma, like this kid, they be messaging me and all that stuff. I'll be visiting their high school and elementary games, because I know they look up to me, and I never had that confidence to even ask anyone like, yo, we really didn't have like idols like that. Like I didn't really have that. I have my older brother, and that's it. That's really what it is. But so you can find me on social media there. And if you want to watch my highlights on YouTube, just type my name in. We have a family page called We Feel Legacy on Instagram. So
And lastly, what can we expect from you from this season? So people watching this and kind of like getting a feel for who you are and want to watch a game, what can we expect from you in the games this upcoming season?
Expect, especially the fact that I'm changing my body dramatically. I'm becoming a lot lighter, and I'm trying to get my shot really going so I can play multiple positions. Like I'm really working on that as hard as I can right now. So expect like a show. Like I'm ready to put on a show. Like I want to bring that back. Like school I'm at, they've been in kind of a drought in the past like 8 years, so I want to bring that back. A show. You know, I like to give an example like Zion, the type of dunks he was doing. Like I want to do that stuff, a lot of shooting, just put on the show to make it more fun. You know,
Sure.
and be competitive, more fun. Like where it's just fun to watch. Like you can enjoy this team, you can enjoy this player and all that stuff. And you know, it starts with your character. Like I have a fun character, and I feel like that attracts a lot of people. So I just want people to expect that.
Sure.
Nice. Go ahead.
So now for the last 3, right? This segment is called 3 for 3. So the way it works is you get 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is called, how well do you know your brother?
Okay.
You know what brother I'm gonna pick?
Like my brothers?
Yeah, your brother.
Okay.
So they answered questions beforehand. So we're going to give you which brother answered the questions. We're going to ask you the questions, and you have to guess what he answered. So we're going to see how well you really know your brother.
Crazy.
So,
right.
yeah.
It's Misha.
Okay.
All right. Which basketball player does Mishak model the game after?
Yo. In the past, it was Dwight Howard because in college he was a big. But now, because this game has changed, oh man. He never really spoke about that. I only know but when he was in college because he was just big. That's what they throw him in the center, they throw you in the middle, and that's all he's doing. You watch a lot of Dwight Howard. That was his guy. Now, like, I know he picked someone that's like a stretch four. That's what I know for a fact. Not really.
Don't let him know. He has to know his brother. You should know this question. That's your brother.
I don't even know.
That's 0 for 1. Right.
That's 0 for 1.
No, you gotta at least give a guess. Come on, you can't give up. You just talked about not giving up.
Dwight.
You said Dwight?
I said Dwight.
Okay. What was it?
It was Al Horford.
Al Horford.
Yo, what? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Hey, I should have known that.
So the next one is, who is Mishak's favorite NBA player right now?
Favorite NBA player?
Mm-hmm.
James Harden. If he told you someone else, that's whack. Because, we talked about this.
You're wrong.
0 for 2?
0 for 2.
He said Kawhi.
Oh, my gosh.
He said Kawhi because Kawhi is a two-way player.
What?
Yo, you can't go 0 for 3.
That's 0 for 2. There's one more.
You can't go 0 for 3. You say you're working on your shot. So if you go 0 for 3, you already know your shit broke. You probably broke.
I'm brick right now.
All right, this is the last one. If the NBA resumes today, who does Mishak think will win the championship?
Who does Mishak think will win the championship?
Come on. You're 0 for 2. Just remember that. So think deep.
Looking like Shaq at the free throw.
Championship.
Yeah, think hard. Don't hurt yourself then.
Well, a man like him would say the Clippers.
Give him the answer.
He's not shit.
I'm not gonna lie, the answer kind of surprised me on what he said, but
okay. But like, He's either the LA or the Clippers. A man like him says the Clippers. He doesn't like LeBron. He's just weirdo.
Wow.
If he said Lakers, bro, don't tell me he says Houston, bro.
Yes,
Houston.
that's it. Yep.
That's what I say. I go back to the question when you asked me who's his favorite player. I said James Harden because I know he loves Houston. But if you're gonna like be, if you want to talk about who's gonna win championship,
Logic.
I know he's gonna say Clippers. But then he likes, yeah, he's weird like that. I don't know.
All right, so that's it, man. But that's Elijah LaFleur right there. So I hope his story could help you guys, and even everyone coming out of high school, not having any offers and stuff like that. AAU season is there. You could play hard in AAU season and just get some footage, because getting some footage is really important. So you could get your footage signed out to some coaches, JUCO, D1, NAIA, D2, stuff like that. So you can send your stuff out and try to get an offer that way. Or there's even some showcases that you could go to even try to get a scholarship. So it's never too late. That says Elijah. Elijah went JUCO. He went JUCO, and now he's playing D1 with aspiration of playing the NBA. Right? So if he could do it, you guys could do it too. So yeah, that's all we got. You got anything else?
Nah, man, I appreciate all this, man. Thank you all so much for having me on.
Nice. Thank you.